Is there anything Victor Wembanyama can't do? The 21-year-old phenom isn't just swatting shots and dominating on the court, he's stringing together quotes that make professional sports writers feel inadequate. Before his season-ending injury last year, Wemby was on pace to be a top 5 player in the league, averaging nearly 4 blocks per game, while dropping philosophical gems in press conferences. We're breaking down how the Spurs franchise cornerstone rewrites the rules both as a defender and as one of the NBA's most quotable stars. Let's dive in. What's up, Spurs fans? Welcome to Spurs Quick News, quick, sharp, and all about the silver and black. Last season, Victor Wembanyama was on an absolute tear before a cruel twist of fate shut him down. In just 46 games, he averaged a staggering 24.3 points, 11 rebounds, and 3.8 blocks per game, while knocking down 3.1 threes per contest at 35.2% from deep. Those block numbers put him on pace to lead the league again, the youngest player ever to do so at just 20 years old. His defensive rating anchored a young Spurs squad still finding its identity, but his individual rim protection was elite tier. Then came the diagnosis in March: deep vein thrombosis in his right shoulder, a blood clot that required surgery and ended his season. The timing was brutal. Wemby was in the conversation for All-NBA and was the front-runner for Defensive Player of the Year before the injury. He'd already recorded 2 5-by-5 games, joining Hakeem and Andrei Kirilenko as the only players with multiple such performances. The kid was making history with every game. What's your prediction for Wemby's health this season? Can he stay on the court for 70-plus games? Here's where Victor Wembanyama becomes truly fascinating. He's not just physically gifted, he's mentally several steps ahead, and his words prove it. When asked about passing up easy buckets for assists during his preseason return last year, he dropped this gem: "Maybe I turned down a shot I could make with my eyes closed. But that was to get one of my teammates a shot he could make in his sleep." That's not just a good quote, that's elite-level phrasing that captures his unselfish approach and tactical maturity. Wemby reads defenses like championship coaches read game plans, making the right play over the highlight play. His 3.7 assists per game last season had scouts buzzing, and his court vision continues to sharpen. Under new head coach Mitch Johnson, who took over permanently after Greg Popovich's retirement in May 2025, the Spurs are leaning into motion offense principles, running more Spain pick and rolls, and utilizing Wemby as a facilitator from the elbow and high post. If you're enjoying the breakdown, tap subscribe. We're going deep on Spurs strategy all season long. But the quotes don't stop there. Wemby, on team building: "We each try to find our piece of the puzzle, and mine happens to be pretty big." On the Spurs philosophy: "I remember that all the great thinkers agree that you need to focus on the present moment. You're not going to build a castle today, but you can lay a brick each day." The man's got bars and wisdom. Who would you compare Wemby to? Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, or is he truly his own category? With Greg Popovich now serving as president of basketball operations after his stroke and subsequent retirement from coaching, Mitch Johnson has officially taken the reins. Johnson proved himself during last season's adversity, going 3-2-45 inches 77 games as acting head coach, while navigating both Pop's absence and Wemby's injury. The organization rewarded him with the permanent position in May 2025, and he's already implementing his vision. The roster has evolved too. Luke Cornett arrived via free agency in July 2025 on a 4-year deal worth approximately $41 million, bringing championship experience from the Celtics and a perfect complement to Wemby's game. Harrison Barnes remains a steady veteran presence after playing all 82 games last season and averaging 12.3 points on 50.8% shooting and 43.3% from three. The core is young but talented, with Stephon Castle developing, Devin Vassell returning from injury, and the pieces around Wemby starting to fit. Wemby's rookie-scale contract includes a team option for $16.87 million in 2026-27, giving the Spurs financial flexibility while building around their generational talent. Expect Johnson to stagger Wemby's minutes smartly, use more 5-out spacing to let him operate as a hub, and incorporate lessons learned from last season's trials. What's the ceiling for Wemby this year? All-NBA first team, DPOY, or both? Let's keep it real. The biggest question mark isn't talent, it's health. Wemby's blood clot issue was serious, requiring surgery and months of recovery. The Spurs announced in July that he'd fully recovered and would be ready for training camp, but staying healthy for a full season is now priority number one. Last season's 34-48 record showed the growing pains of a young roster that lost its franchise player mid-season. The team ranked 25th in defensive rating and 19th in offensive rating, but those numbers don't reflect what this squad can do with a healthy Wemby for 70-plus games. The bright side? When Wemby's on the floor, opponents can't just attack the rim, they have to respect his shot blocking, perimeter defense, and offensive versatility. His presence alone changes how teams game plan. The question's now, can he stay healthy? Will the Spurs find consistent three-point shooting around him? Can the defense climb into the top 15 with him anchoring full-time? Subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss our next breakdown on how the Spurs are building around Wemby. One more Wemby gem to leave you with this time on Living in the Moment. Life isn't forever, and there are some experiences we're going to miss on. It is inevitable. But I'm going to miss on the least that I can. Philosophy major vibes from a 21-year-old basketball savant who's as dangerous with words as he is protecting the rim. What's the one thing you want to see from Wemby this season? Elite health, DPOY, or a playoff appearance? If this added value to your Spurs perspective, like and share with a fan who needs this. Subscribe so you never miss a beat in this new Spurs era under Mitch Johnson. Stay silver and black, peace.